Japanese tourist robbed by bandits on Cemetery Road, Georgetown. A Japanese tourist was robbed at knife point on Friday night while walking along Cemetery Road in Georgetown. The victim, identified as Yuki Nakata, is currently staying at Freeman Street, East La Penitence, during his vacation in Guyana. According to police reports, the incident occurred around 19:00 HRS when Nakata ventured out in search of a restaurant. While walking along Cemetery Road, two men armed with knives approached him and held him at knife point. The assailants forced Nakata to surrender his bag before fleeing the scene. Nakata promptly filed a report with local authorities. He informed investigators that the stolen bag contained cash, a cell phone, a camera, and his passport. The police are actively investigating the incident and are urging anyone with information that could aid in identifying the suspects to come forward. $200,000 cash grant distribution process to conclude in 5 months, says Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo. Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo announced on Friday that the distribution of the recently introduced $200,000 cash grant will be completed within the next 5 months. The grant, a one-time disbursement, aims to support households across the country as part of the government's efforts to provide economic relief to citizens. We want to get the systems in place, so I would anticipate that within the next 5 months, we would complete the process, Dr. Jagdeo stated during a live briefing. Dr. Jagdeo outlined the criteria for determining the eligibility of households, emphasizing the inclusive nature of the process. Eligible households, standalone houses, tenancy apartments, condominiums, and other separate dwellings within multi-space properties are all eligible to receive the grant. Database verification. The government will utilize data from the Guyana Power and Light Inc. (GPL) to establish a baseline of households with electricity meters. Verification of secondary households. Approximately 40,000 secondary households without electricity meters will also be considered for eligibility through a verification process, ensuring that these households, once deemed legitimate, will have access to the grant. Renters. Tenants will qualify for the grant upon presenting their contractual agreement with landlords, making sure that those in rental situations are not excluded. Amerindian communities. Verification in Amerindian communities will be conducted through village councils, a method that has proven reliable in past distribution efforts. Ensuring transparency and accountability. The government has underscored the importance of transparency in the distribution process. The National Audit Office and the Ministry of Finance will implement robust protocols and mechanisms to ensure accuracy and integrity throughout the process. The grant will be disbursed through a variety of methods, including checks, direct bank transfers, and cash payments where applicable. The government's focus on a fair and efficient rollout aims to provide critical support to households during these challenging times, while ensuring that all eligible recipients benefit from the initiative. Minibus driver arrested, suspected to be man caught on viral video assaulting motorcyclist. Darren Johnson, a 48-year-old minibus driver from Clonbrook, East Coast Demerara, has been arrested by alert traffic ranks on the Cove and John Public Road. Johnson is suspected to be the individual seen in a viral social media video, where a man was assaulted and robbed of his motorcycle. The arrest was made possible through the efforts of public-spirited citizens who shared valuable information with the police. They identified the suspect and his vehicle, a minibus, which was crucial in facilitating the swift arrest. At the time of his apprehension, Johnson was driving his minibus while transporting passengers. Johnson is currently in police custody as investigations into the incident continue. Law enforcement is urging anyone with further information related to the case to come forward to assist with the ongoing investigation. The Guyana Police Force remains committed to ensuring justice is served and thanks the public for their cooperation in this matter. Approximately $392 million worth of cannabis found and destroyed during police narcotics eradication exercise in Upper Burbus River. Law enforcement officers from the CID headquarters, Narcotics Branch, conducted a successful narcotics eradication exercise yesterday, resulting in the discovery and destruction of approximately $392 million worth of marijuana in the Upper Burbus River area. The operation, which took place between 4 o'clock and 23 to 10 HRS at a location known as Old Vigilante, led to the discovery of a plot of land measuring approximately 4 acres. The plot contained about 12,000 marijuana plants ranging from 3 to 7 feet in height. Nearby, officers discovered a makeshift camp measuring about 40 by 20 feet, which included a kitchen and a drying area. Within the drying area, approximately 950 pounds of dried cannabis were found. All items, including the cannabis plants and makeshift camp, were documented through photographs before being destroyed by fire. Below is the valuation of the narcotics destroyed. Narcotic plants, $4,065,600. Dried cannabis, $387,821,160. Total value, $391,886,760. No arrests were made during the operation, and the exercise was carried out without incident. The police continue to prioritize efforts to eradicate the cultivation and distribution of illegal drugs in the region, working towards a safer community. Businessman arrested at Port Kaituma for narcotic possession. A 58-year-old businessman was taken into police custody yesterday afternoon following a routine patrol that led to the discovery of a small quantity of marijuana in his possession. An assistant superintendent, along with a team of police officers, was conducting a foot patrol at the Port Kaituma waterfront, Northwest District, when they noticed Robin Madison behaving in a suspicious manner. The officers approached Madison, informed him of their suspicion, and requested permission to conduct a search, which he consented to. During the search, the officers found a quantity of seeds, leaves, and stems suspected to be cannabis sativa in Madison's left hand. He was immediately informed of the offense and cautioned, to which he responded, "Is me weed for smoking?" Madison was arrested and transported to the Port Kaituma police station, where the suspected marijuana was weighed and confirmed to be 2.1 grams. He remains in custody and is assisting police with their ongoing investigation. The law enforcement community remains committed to maintaining safety and enforcing the law within the Northwest District. Narcotics discovered during police raid at Kamaka, Northwest District. Earlier this morning, law enforcement officials conducted a successful raid in the Northwest District, leading to the discovery of narcotics and the arrest of one individual. Commander for Regional Division No. 1, Superintendent Krishna Ramana, led the operation targeting the residence of Jarrett Singh, a 49-year-old unemployed woman residing at Kamaka Stretch, Northwest District. During the search of the premises, police discovered 2 transparent plastic bags containing leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis sativa. The items were found next to a cupboard in the kitchen area. Upon informing Jarrett Singh of their suspicion, she was cautioned, to which she responded, "It's mine. I use it for my illness." A subsequent search of the residence uncovered additional items, including small Ziploc transparent plastic bags, 3 small digital scales, a small coffee plate with a razor blade, and a small whitish/creamish substance suspected to be cocaine. Officers also found 2 marijuana crushers and a pack of smoking papers, bamboo. The seized items, including the cannabis which weighed approximately 41 grams, were taken as evidence. The weight of the suspected cocaine is still being determined. The narcotics were placed in separate evidence bags, properly marked, sealed, and lodged. The suspect, Jarrett Singh, is currently in police custody at the Mabaruma police station and is assisting with ongoing investigations. The police continue to maintain vigilance and are committed to eradicating drug-related activities in the region. $11.5 billion allocated for the upgrade of 947 community roads in Georgetown. The government of Guyana has earmarked $11.5 billion for the extensive upgrade of 947 community roads in Georgetown, awarding a total of 673 contracts to small contractors to carry out the projects. The contracts were formalized during a ceremony held at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, ACCC, on Friday. Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo emphasized the critical role these projects will play in transforming Georgetown, noting that thousands of residents will benefit from improved infrastructure. He highlighted that the initiative offers small contractors an opportunity to elevate their skills and grow within the industry. You have to sometimes take a chance with new contractors and nurture them along, because we have such a vast amount of work to do and we have limited capacity in some areas, the Vice President stated during his remarks at the ACCC. Dr. Jagdeo further explained that while the government could have opted for awarding larger contracts to a single entity, it prioritized distributing opportunities more broadly to build a larger pool of skilled contractors. He stressed the importance of quality work, noting that poorly executed projects would not be tolerated. So, whilst we are creating more opportunities for people, we expect if you get paid you will do a good piece of work, he urged. Minister of Public Works, Bishop Juan Edgehill, announced that the contract signing process would continue in phases, with additional contracts set to be signed next week. He emphasized that the projects are scheduled for completion by December, as stipulated in the agreements. Every man Jack and every woman Jane has got to finish before December 15th, Minister Edgehill stated, underscoring the government's commitment to ensuring timely delivery. To guarantee the durability of the upgraded roads, contractors are required to meet a standard of 4,500 psi, a critical measure of concrete strength. Any contractor whose work fails to meet this benchmark will be required to redo the project or face contract termination without compensation. Minister Edgehill also assured residents that all roads will be completed in full, even as work progresses in phases to maintain access for local residents and commuters. To promote transparency and accountability, contractors and engineers will be encouraged to engage with local communities before beginning work. Residents will have the opportunity to monitor the progress of the projects, fostering a sense of ownership and involvement in their neighborhood improvements. Chetty Jugan International Airport, CJIA, introduces e-gates to enhance travel experience. The Chetty Jugan International Airport, CJIA, has made a major stride towards modernizing its operations with the introduction of electronic gates, e-gates, aimed at providing passengers with a faster, more efficient, and convenient travel experience. This initiative aligns with the government of Guyana's broader goals of digitalization and AI integration, as highlighted by President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali in a recent Facebook update. The newly installed e-gates are designed to significantly streamline the processing of both incoming and outgoing passengers. According to President Ali, each gate is capable of processing 6 passengers simultaneously under the supervision of a single officer, making check-in and security screenings much more efficient. The e-gates come equipped with cutting-edge technology that performs autonomous immigration processing, conducting security checks on passports from across the globe. This system ensures compliance with International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO) standards for chip passport validation, adding a layer of reliability and security for travelers. In line with Guyana's ongoing digital transformation, the e-gates are integrated with the country's forthcoming electronic identification and facial recognition technology. This advanced system uses sophisticated algorithms for identity verification, offering a seamless and secure travel experience. Additionally, the e-gate system features an automated biometric identification system for real-time passenger updates. The installation of e-gates at CJIA offers enhanced security measures that prevent unauthorized access while allowing officers full visibility through transparent glass panels. A monitoring station ensures effective management of passenger flow and includes features for the automatic detection of individuals on watch lists. These improvements are part of the government's aggressive modernization agenda for the CJIA, ensuring that the airport remains at the forefront of technological advancements in the aviation sector. Government intensifies efforts to address squatting along Soesdijk/Linden Highway. The government of Guyana has ramped up efforts over the past 4 years to tackle the widespread issue of squatting along the Soesdijk/Linden Highway, reflecting its commitment to organized development and improved living standards. This initiative is led by Minister within the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for public affairs, Kwame McCoy, who has emphasized the need for order and modern infrastructure as the country continues to experience rapid growth. During a community meeting at the Yarrowcabra Neighborhood Democratic Council, NDC, on Saturday, Minister McCoy highlighted the government's stance on eradicating squatting, which is seen as a barrier to the nation's progress. We cannot move along as a country in a way and manner that is not in keeping with modern behavior and the aesthetically pleasing transformation that is happening in our country, he stated. Minister McCoy underscored the government's commitment to creating better living conditions that enhance the lives of residents and improve their communities. That is why we have outlined a number of measures, including the regularization of some areas, he explained. These measures aim to ensure that all citizens have access to proper housing while curbing unregulated settlement. The government has devised an extensive plan for the Soesdijk/Linden Highway, which includes developing new housing schemes in areas like Horuruni and Yarrowcabra. The Horuruni scheme will cover approximately 150 acres, while Yarrowcabra will span 100 acres. These developments are expected to foster opportunities for local businesses and employment as the communities grow. Land clearing has already commenced for the Horuruni housing scheme, marking a significant step forward in transforming the area into a structured and sustainable community. Minister of Housing and Water, Colin Crowell, recently visited Horuruni and Yarrowcabra to inspect the progress of these housing projects and engage with the local residents. Minister McCoy emphasized that the government is working closely with communities along the highway to ensure that squatting does not hinder the area's transformation. We have a map of the entire highway, and we have been speaking to communities, urging residents not to encourage others to move into the areas unlawfully. Such actions complicate the transformation, he added. 63-year-old Isaac Thompson receives new home courtesy of Men on Mission. 63-year-old Isaac Thompson, a resident of Greenwich Park, East Bank, Essequibo, has been given a new start in life with the keys to a brand-new two-bedroom home. The home was gifted through the Men on Mission initiative, a social and community development program. The keys were presented to Thompson during a ceremony on Saturday by the minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar. Reflecting on his journey, Thompson expressed heartfelt gratitude for the new home, which replaced a makeshift structure where he and his family of 5 had lived after a devastating fire left them homeless. "I never expected to get a house like this. It was 6 of us sleeping in a 13 by 20, and we made ourselves comfortable. That was our hall, our kitchen, our bedroom, everything." From the 7th of June to today, Thompson shared with the Department of Public Information, DPI. He added, "I want to thank the Men on Mission and the government for doing this for us. I feel so good about this." Thompson's eldest daughter, Monica Thompson, also expressed her appreciation for the new home, noting the significant impact it has had on her family. "The PPP/C government and the Men on Mission have given my father the opportunity to have a place he can call home again. I am very thankful for their help," she said. Minister Indar congratulated Thompson on his new home and emphasized the government's commitment to providing support to vulnerable groups. "These houses that we hand over show the country that when we put the money in the budget to fund this program, it's delivering to the vulnerable people in society, people who have lost hope. That is what the money is being spent on," he remarked. In addition to providing homes for those in need, Minister Indar highlighted that the home-building efforts under the Men on Mission program also create job opportunities for local businesses and workers. Some of the workers from this community, and Tushan, helped with building the house. They would have bought nails from the hardware supplier. The concrete blocks would have come from a man making concrete right here. "So, everything has a process where other people benefit from it," he added. Guyana Zoo to be rebuilt to international standards, botanical gardens to be upgraded. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali has announced ambitious plans to rebuild the National Zoo to meet international standards as part of a broader initiative to expand green spaces in Georgetown. The announcement, made during a special sitting of the National Assembly at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, is a key component of the government's Low-Carbon Development Strategy 2030. President Ali emphasized that the reconstruction of the zoo is aligned with the government's commitment to environmental enhancement and natural beautification, aimed at improving both rural and urban living standards. These efforts include the development of parks, wellness centers, and safe, open spaces for families, children, and the elderly. As part of these green initiatives, the government is also embarking on a project to enhance the botanical gardens, providing a renewed focus on conservation and ecotourism. Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo will lead the implementation of these efforts, aiming to create an enriched experience for visitors. The plan extends beyond the zoo and gardens, with a broader vision to restore Georgetown's status as the Garden City in partnership with the King's Foundation. This restoration will include the creation of new green pathways, cycling lanes, and areas celebrating Guyana's rich cultural heritage and history. "We are building a beautiful Guyana, a new Guyana, in which we must take pride," President Ali remarked. Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo provided additional details on the zoo redevelopment during a press conference at Freedom House. The government envisions a more immersive and interactive experience for visitors, with plans for an expanded zoo area in the vicinity of the eastern end of the Botanical Gardens, near the Embassy of the People's Republic of China. The proposed enhancements include the introduction of new animal exhibits, interactive learning centers for children, and family-friendly spaces. "We are thinking about a zoo there, more animals in it, maybe a small tram car to move the kids around," Dr. Jagdeo noted. The goal is to create an environment that fosters educational opportunities for children while maintaining the natural beauty and integrity of the existing gardens. In addition to the government-led zoo improvements, the administration is open to the potential establishment of a safari-type zoo model, which would be a private sector-led initiative. Dr. Jagdeo expressed confidence in Guyana's potential as a key destination for ecotourism in the Caribbean, emphasizing the unique experiences the country's hinterland and river systems can offer to visitors. While acknowledging the challenges faced by the National Zoo in recent years, Dr. Jagdeo highlighted that the government is focused on creating a revitalized, family-oriented zoo and garden space that will appeal to both locals and tourists.